Hi art friends, it's Ms. Massey here, and I wanted to make an extra video for you guys, and I'm going to do probably a series of these that are just about apps that we use in the art classroom. And the first app that we usually teach kids how to use is called Tayasui Sketches School, and it is basically a digital sketchbook for you. So it is a white app with a blue pen. That's what it looks like whenever you open it up. After I create this sketchbook and I show you how to create a sketchbook, I'll change the orientation, but it's forcing me to create it like horizontally. Here is an old sketchbook that I made. I'm going to make a new one so I can show you how to do that. But it's really cool when you open them. When you click on a sketchbook, it'll detail all your drawings, and so you can go back. You can either look at a drawing or you can continue to work on a drawing, and it's just cool because it kind of keeps your record of everything you're working on. So let's start a new one. Here's a new sketchbook. You click on the word sketches, hold down, and it lets you title your folder. So you can just put, I'm going to make this dog drawings. I'm going to create one that's just specifically dog drawings. Then down here on the little gear, you can click the little gear, and you can change the way your sketchbook looks, and you can change the sketchbook color. And then even if you have a bunch of drawings that you've done, you can click drawings and make it a background. But I want to make this one dog drawings, so let's go ahead and go into our palette. Now I'm going to switch orientation so it makes sense with you guys when you're looking at this video. Here are all of our tools. So this is our workspace. So on this is where you're going to work. In the upper left hand corner, it's going to have little arrows going forward and backward so that you can kind of toggle through all the different actions that you're taking as you're drawing. So if you change your mind or if you make a mistake, you can fix that. Now this is not as complicated as some of the other drawing apps that we use. So this one doesn't use layers, and we'll talk about layers a little bit later. Those of you that use a lot of drawing apps, you're going to know what layers are, but those of you that haven't, you're not going to be as familiar, so don't worry about it right now. So there's the pencil tool, a pen tool, marker tool. The tool that I have right now, it's a really nice brush tool. You can change the width of your tool right here. So on the other side, you can change the width of your tool that you're using. This one's a wide brush. There's a wide brush there. This one is an airbrush. So this one kind of has a spray effect to it. If you want to add text, that's the ABC. That one is like a paint roller. That's almost like if you drew a shape and you wanted to fill it. Let me show you that. So then this one also has shapes too. So you can click a circle. Whoops. Drag it, and there's your circle. And then where'd our toolbar go? Whoops. There we go. And then let's just say we want to make this. That's not working for some reason. That's okay. We'll come back to that one. Here's your eraser tool, so you can erase things individually. And it even has a size on that one, so you can erase big things or you can erase tiny details. These other tools, this one is a blending stump. So if you let's say you have two colors side by side and you want to rub them together and kind of mix them, that's what you would use there. That's a cutting tool. That one's a little complicated. We can work on that one later. And then this is a ruler tool. You can use this tool to draw straight lines. So I want to show you something cool that I always teach kids how to do here in Sketches School. If you notice every once in a while, it saves automatically. So that's normal. It saves it. You know, I don't know how many. I think it's every few minutes, maybe every 2 minutes. It does an autosave or so. But I want to show you how to import a picture. So I went to Google Chrome, and I just looked up how to draw a dog. So what I'm going to do here is you can pick any of these pictures that you want to do. But I want to do this one. And what I want to do now is take a screenshot. So to take a screenshot, it's the button, top right button, and the home button. And it makes a little camera sound. Okay. Next, I want to go back to Sketches School. And at the top, there's the little 3 buttons. Okay. These are some settings that you can do. Like you can change the paper type in here. This is a reflection tool, so you can reflect across the center. We're going to use the import tool, and that's the little box with an arrow coming towards you. And we want to import a photo. So here is the photo. Now, the photo is sitting on your workspace. So now you can take your finger, and drag it. This is just a picture. When I'm here, what I like to do is resize it. So you can resize it to the image you want to trace. And how I do that is by squeezing my fingers closer together or farther apart. I usually have my middle finger and my index finger touching the screen, and I'm resizing it. Okay, so this is the size I want it to be. Now I'm going to change the transparency. That is this at the bottom. And because if I left it like this, if I try to draw on top of it, I'm not going to be able to see my line. So you want to change the transparency and then hit the check mark. Okay, so this is my background. Now it's going to let me draw on top of it. I'm going to do a marker tool, maybe mid-size, and let's change it to black. So I am changing colors over here. It's in the corner. Now this is just kind of a limited color selection. If you want a more detailed color, what you have to do is hold the color. Oops, bring that back. Hold the color, and then you can toggle around, and you can move it to create any sort of shade. You can move it toward the light, tints and tones. Add some black, add some white, and it changes the shade. All right, here we go. I want my black pen back, and then I'm going to do this really quickly because I'm doing it live. I'm not going to do a speed drawing. I always tell kids, save that. I always tell kids, the more time you spend on your drawings, the happier you're going to be with them, the better they're going to be. I've had kids work on a drawing in Sketches School for 2 or 3 class periods. They get really in detail. They work on them in detail. Okay, so here's my drawing. And if at any time when you're drawing you want the picture to disappear behind it, you click the eyeball and it's gone. And you can see what's left. Okay, so if I'm happy with what I've drawn, I'm ready to add some color. You can come over here. And I can start adding some color. Now, if I need to get closer, what I do is I have, my fingers, I have my 2 fingers on the screen, and I zoom in, and I squeeze them together to zoom out, because sometimes you need to see some more detail. Okay. All right, did you guys notice whenever I pick up my pen, I have a little pen that I'm using right now, when I pick it up and put it back down, you can kind of see that there is some overlap. It's almost like when you're using a marker. If you keep the marker touching the paper and it's consistent, then it'll kind of have a smooth look to it. But if I lift it up and I come back down and I'm coloring on top, it'll kind of layer that color on. That's a good thing to know if you are wanting to shade a picture, because you are creating multiple layers of color. Now, if you wanted this to be just one big block of color, like one solid thing, it would have to have no openings whatsoever. And then you could just do a fill. You could do like this tool. You should be able to just do this and drop it in. Okay. Well, let's zoom out. And then there you go. So I would just continue working on this. And then if I wanted to close it, when you want to close it, you just do a big swipe. It's a really large swipe, like with your thumb and your pointer finger, and you swipe it down, and then you can see you can create a new drawing or toggle back. You can create as many drawings as you want, and you can go back in and work on them. And it's just a really cool way. Kids like to do collections. So I had an artist one year. He did all Pokemon characters. And then I had another student do all Marvel characters. And so lots of kids like to create sketchbooks and then draw with their themes. But it's just a fun place to record your ideas. So I hope you enjoyed this little quick tutorial. Again, this is just kind of extra. So if you have a device and you want to use these apps, they are apps that we've tried and tested in our art room. And I hope you have a great weekend drawing. So see you later.